Well, thank you so much for joining us for AC Talk. Today is a very special author. His name is Barry Berghorn. And well, Barry's going to be sharing about a special book his wife Lynn wrote. It's called Spirit of Love. Barry, I'm so glad that you're here. Come on into the show. We have a lot to talk about. A book named Spirit of Love. My goodness, this is going to be deep and personal. How are you today?
Just fine, thank you.
Good. Well, let's talk about, first of all, let's talk about Lynn. How do we even begin without bringing her into it as a third person into this interview?
Well, unfortunately, she passed away in December, and that's why she's not with us today. But if she
Mhm.
was with us, she would be so thrilled and happy to be talking with you and to be sharing her poetry with you and your people that look at your program. It's
Mm.
something that, well, she would find just absolutely wonderful.
Well,
And
you're helping her legacy to continue. How special is that?
yeah, well, she loved to write poetry,
Mm.
and she did so a good part of her life. It really began when we were living in London. Uh, she could not get a work card, so she could not work there, and looked down the street a block, and there was a home called the Cheney Center for Cerebral Palsy with children in need. She volunteered to be there 4 days a week over the lunch hour, 2 or 3 hours a day. And while there, she worked with a little boy called Michael. And he was 4 years old, and they assigned Michael to Lynn to have her work with him to learn how to eat with a spoon and a fork by himself without help. And so she took that task on, and also the task of trying to help him dress himself. And by the toward the end of the year, he was, believe it or not, eating with fork and spoon all by himself. And that was a special memory that she knew in the future she would always want to work with kids. Another thing that happened in London is our next door neighbor, Kitty Gordon Hill. She was 90 years old and a wonderful lady. And Lynn got to know her, and she would go over every day at 4 o'clock and help Kitty straighten up her house and get things in order. And then they'd sit down and have a nice discussion. And once in a while, even a glass of wine. Uh, and from that experience, Lynn knew she wanted to be a help to older ladies, so she joined hospice when we got back to the United States. When we moved to Cincinnati, uh, she was volunteering for the grade school, first grade class where our son was. And the third grade teacher asked her if she wouldn't uh, do a program for the third graders after school, 1 hour a week called Magic Circle. The class in the beginning of the year on recess had very bad arguments and even had some physical allocations. And the school was very concerned about it. So this program was designed to help kids uh, understand the goodness of being having a lovely nature rather than a nasty nature, called the Magic Circle. She wrote a poem, Magic Circle, at the end of the 8 week period that was given to each of the kids. Uh, and Magic Circle is the name of the poem. Thoughts and secrets, boo-boos and troubles, laughter and sneezes, even hugs and squeezes, memories and warm feelings, your gift to me, notes and drawings, treasures I'll always keep. You've made me feel important, dear children, with your kind and caring ways. Always remember your magic, listening and talking, sending love all around the circle. I'll never forget you.
Oh,
And
Barry, my goodness. What a special lady. You don't even need to be introduced personally to her. The spirit of Lynn is
mm,
so amazing and wholesome and loving and empathetic and kind.
mm,
Has she been like this her whole life?
yes,
That's
yes.
what attracted you to her.
Well, could I read one more poem about the
Please do. Yes.
it's about our children. This she wrote to the parents. of the children from Magic Circle. Our children, we're here to protect, to guide them along life's troubled way. They're not ours, they're God's. It's just with us they stay. Our children watch us, regard your language, use modest, gentle actions, discipline with kindness. Never hit a child. Ugly words cut a life. It's with love they best can learn. To begin each day with a grateful prayer helps our humor and our patience. With love, our children return home to God. So, and that
My
sent
goodness.
to each of the parents, uh, reminding them to be kind and not to hit, or
Do you
not.
remember any feedback from any of the parents, what they said about that poem?
They, I did not, but I think Lynn was, I mean, not I remember. I think Lynn did get some feedback. Certainly, she did from the teachers. The teachers loved it.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Barry, that is so amazing. What is the main message? I'd say the main message that's woven the thread throughout this book. What would you say that message is?
Well, I think the main message that she wanted to get across was love and kindness. That it's best to have love, that it's best to be kind. Those are things that are so special. Uh, and those are the things that, in general, she wrote about. Uh, Whether the subject was old or young or there or here or whatever, it was about love and kindness. And she was, well, she really cared about that. Um, another example was her love of working with older women in hospice. And she was working in Cincinnati with a lady called Mrs. Riley. And she would see Mrs. Riley 3 times a week and be there for a couple of hours doing what she could to help her. And Mrs. Riley was always in the bed when she was there. She wrote a poem, Mrs. Riley's Bird. Several times a day, a little bird visits Mrs. Riley. He sits on her window ledge, rustles his wings to say, hello. He's Mrs. Riley's bird, a sweet hello sung several times a day. All the better because he's free, free to fly, free to stay away. Yet each day he comes, he sings hello. Mrs. Riley's smile welcomes him. Laying in her bed, she turns her head. She says, he's here, a little bird, Mrs. Riley's bird. And in actual fact, that there was a bird that came almost every day while Lynn was there and would sit on the window ledge and chirp away at Mrs. Riley. So it became a thing that Lynn felt almost like the Holy Spirit was visiting Mrs. Riley with this bird. It was really wonderful.
Barry, you know what really comes to my mind is how attentive and how sensitive Lynn was to not just the people that she was with, but to the surroundings and the gifts that God was putting in her life every minute.
Oh, very true. She Well, in the daytime when we were alone and nothing was going on, she would often go to a quiet place, inside or outside, depending on the weather, and communicate, meditate with God about her her life and her feelings and what she could do to help others and how she could do it. And it was a regular event. And matter of fact, she even wrote a poem about it uh, called Trust. Having opened myself to your redeeming love, each day dawns with hope and anticipation for a journey of promise and surprise. My soul feels quiet as my eyes take in the many beauties and gifts all around me. The anxiety of change subsides as I trust you. Placing ourselves in your hands simplifies and improves all things. When you work through us, our lives become fulfilling, our sleep more deep. And so that was a feeling that she got uh, while she was in meditation in the quietness of the house or the outdoors. And it was something that just you could tell when she came out of it and we would be together that she was glowing, kind of very, very happy to be back, so to speak.
Barry, her faith was very important to her. Share with me about that.
Well, she certainly believes in God, and in her poems, in this book, there are 31 poems with the mention of God and all that He can do for us. So she was uh, attentive to going to Sunday school classes and working with kids there. Wherever we moved to, and we did move a few times, we would always join a church, and she would always be involved in the Sunday school class. Uh, and it was very important to her that she could help maybe teach the Bible to the kids or do something. It was very important. Uh, it was all through her life because wherever we lived, she was a part of the Sunday school class. Uh, so her faith was real. It really was something that she loved, and she would share with others, and hoped that others, when she wrote this book, clearly she hoped that others would read it and understand the love that God could give them, the help that He could give them. That was certainly some of her messages that she gave or wanted to give through her book. Uh, and it was good. It was,
Barry, how long were you married?
we were married 46 years.
Wow,
So a
that's amazing.
lot of fun.
Share with me as we talk about love and kindness of elderly people in hospice and children in Sunday school. Let's start at home with having a husband of 47 years and a marriage of 47 years. How did that love and kindness play out in your relationship?
Well, I won't say that through the 47 years there weren't moments of not so goodness, but almost, I would say 90% of the time, we were enjoying each other. We were enjoying what we were doing. We were planning on what we should do together and how we should do it. Uh, and she also loved doing special things. And there's a couple of poems, if I could read to you,
Sure, would
that
love that.
that talk about what she really liked to do. One of the things that she did, she worked with a company uh, called the Children's Home Society, and their job was to go to South Korea and pick up babies who were not wanted by the parents and bring back to the Bay Area in San Francisco and give to parents who were going to adopt them here in this country. And the love of doing that was just terrific. She wrote a poem called Precious Delivery. Limousines, chauffeurs, pink and blue balloons, an opening? No, a delivery, a very special delivery. From Korea to San Francisco, a little bundle of joy via the Children's Home Society. I presented a baby to happy adopting parents. They shared their gift with me. A greeter, an adoption greeter. The stars shone bright around that slice of life. Walking down that concourse, holding that sweet infant against my breast, I felt a part of an incredible day. International Adoption Greeter, Children's Home Society. Thank you, is what I say. Uh, that was a very good feeling for her, and she would do that. I don't know, she probably did that 10 or 12 times to go on an airplane, pick up a baby, and bring it back to the new adopting parents. And they would all just have a wonderful, glowing effort and time. It was really, really something. When she was later, she was reading her diary and she read about one of our occurrences when we lived in London called the Royal Ascot. The Royal Ascot is a horse race that's run every June, still is today. And when we were there, the Queen had a horse that was running in that race. So there was extra involvement and more people excited about things. And this is the poem that she wrote, Royal Ascot. Spinning my kaleidoscope, memories play like notes of a tune, Royal Ascot in June. My dear Audrey, my fair lady, me like you, it was déjà vu. Pleasing parasols, peekaboo, floral flocks, flirt, top hats, bowlers, oh so British morning suits. A race, a picnic for a queen, Ascot, Windsor, a fashion scene. Jockeys parade blue and red silks. We place bets with the punters. Accents, dress, horses, the bets, scones, strawberry jam, clotted cream, friendly toasts of bubbly champagne. Oh, look, the Queen Mother is seen. With a gracious wave, her sweet smile wands our way. My quill imprints the sparkle of that day. My kaleidoscope spins, a romantic play, an English reverie, a golden memory. And it was amazing because as we were there, we were standing on a little walkway that went from the sands to the staging area where the jockeys and the horses would get together. And while we were standing there, the Queen and the Queen Mother walked by us so closely we could reach out and touch them. Well, you couldn't do that today. So that was such an amazing experience that she just had to write a poem about it.
That is incredible. Unbelievable. You know, what I hear, Barry, about Lynn is that she was living and fulfilling her words that she was putting on a page. She lived it
Mhm.
out in love, and that's very apparent.
She did. She really did. And she belonged to some organizations. One of them, oh gosh, I can't remember their name. Might well, never mind. But at any rate, it was the Penn Women. That's what it was called, and they were formed back in the early 40s by the president's wife. Uh, and the ladies started there in Washington, D.C., and then it spread out over the land. And she was a member here when we were in California not in the Napa area. And she actually ended up being a vice president there. And they were people who were writers or painters or musicians. Uh, they were all wonderful ladies and doing wonderful things for the people in Napa. And she just loved that kind of association. And she was so proud to be part of it. She really was.
So the writing process was very important to her. It was a social thing as well as, uh, getting out from her spirit into the world what she was feeling.
Oh, yes, definitely. Uh, she felt that the it's hard for me to describe, but life and poetry for her were one and the same thing. It was a wonderful mix that just never went away. It was always there, and she was always writing uh, poems, and many she, discarded because she wasn't happy with the way they read. But she did write enough to put together this wonderful book, and I was privileged to put it all on the computer. So that's why I know quite a bit about it because as I would put it in the computer, she would tell me about the experience that created it. So it was really it was a love match that I can't explain. It was just wonderful.
Barry, I know that she wrote a lot during, about positive things, about kindness and love. Did she write to work through hard times too?
Not really. There may have been some of her poems may have expressed the need for God's help. That's true. Uh, and she believed that, as I said earlier, how she would meditate and talk with God in a quiet place, how she felt that uh, God was important to people who needed help. And that was a lot on her mind. And she would do things that uh, would hopefully help that situation.
What do you think is the lasting thought that she would want someone to take away from this beautiful book?
Well, I think the lasting thoughts really are kind of written on some poems. And I think these are the lasting thoughts that she would express to you today. Uh, and if I may read, one is The Waterfalls.
Yes.
As a sparkling water cascades over the boulders, beautiful waterfalls form. In the dazzling sunlight, I let my worries and cares roll off my shoulders. I see their insignificance as I look at the beauty of the awesomeness of nature. I feel God's caring, loving hand in play. I have only to ask Him, and I will never carry my burden alone. So that was certainly a message that she wanted to get across to people. And then she wrote this beautiful poem called Hymn to God. The soft melodic melodies in my poems express the thoughts I wish to share with you, secrets from my heart. Each day I sit and listen and pray to be inspired to hear the things I need to know to enlighten me and diminish my fears. My pen, as if from a dictation, takes the message you convey for me and others to help along life's way. But who will hear this message apart from me, I ask? Is it my destiny to deliver the music of poetry? Of this I know so little, so in your hands I place my trust, and my poems will fall from heaven wherever you think they must.
Oh my goodness.
So
So
she
beautiful.
believed that too.
Yeah. She writes with such beautiful description. She really paints a picture. She creates this amazing theatrical atmosphere as you're listening to her poems. How did that happen?
Well, it's hard for me to say, but that she had. That was in her, that was who she was. And Well, people always around her always admired, her ability to understand their feelings at the moment and to help talk with them, or if there were issues, or just to enjoy their happiness. Uh, she did that splendidly with people. It was wonderful.
I hear a lot of character in Lynn. Did that get built in her through difficult times, or was she just generally a happy person that saw positive in all? So I know the times I've grown the most in my faith has
Mhm.
been when I'm on my knees. When I'm on the mountaintop, it's like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, God, I'll get back to you. I know you're there. I'll be back in a few minutes." But when I'm on my knees and I need him, that's when I'm growing, and that's when I hear his voice the most. What was it with Lynn?
Well, Lynn did have some issues, and she did deal with psychiatrists on occasion. Uh, and they would talk about, why she was feeling that way and what it's all about. And the disease it was not a good disease. And it never went away, actually, but it would only come, once every 1 or 2 or 3 years. It wasn't all of the time experience. But when that happened, she really knew that she needed help, and that she knew that the way out of it was not only medicine, but was through God. And so it was those times were some difficult times for sure, but always got through them. And when we were at the end of them, things really just shined. It was just wonderful. Life came back to its full purpose and its beauty.
I completely understand, feeling so deeply and needing to sort through the
Mhm.
confusing thoughts that you have and trying to untangle them like a bad batch of Christmas lights
Mhm.
and just asking for help. But I believe that that made her more sympathetic and empathetic to be able to help people. They talk now about how there's no longer 6 steps of grieving. 5, there's 6. The 6th one is purpose in the pain.
Mhm.
And I hear a very loving, gentle, um, purpose in her pain of some needing counselors and everything to be able to help and counsel other people. What a
Mhm.
beautiful thing.
Oh, her daughter-in-law, unfortunately, has some bad disease, and I can't think of the name of it, but it will never go away, and she's always on an enormous amount of medicine. And
Sorry.
Lynn would sit and talk with her and talk about the medical conditions and how, it would be good to approach them a certain way, a better way through God than it would be to try to barrel through them by yourself. So she spent a lot of time with her daughter-in-law in that regard. And I know that her daughter-in-law loves her and really appreciated that help. And we have a wonderful granddaughter who's just turned 7 years old recently, and she's just wonderful, and it's so much fun when I'm with them. And Lynn would just have a great time when she was around our girl Blake. Uh, she, throwing things back and forth, running around up and down I had a walkway in our back of our house that bordered the river. She'd run up and down that walkway with Blake, and it was just nothing but a wonderful sight to see grandmother and granddaughter together happy like that. It was really good.
Barry, you're doing a very wonderful job in keeping Lynn's spirit alive. What other type of ways are you doing that? How are you letting the world know about her and her beautiful spirit?
Well, I've I've been working with some people to help me get this book on various book fairs. Uh, for example, this Saturday, the 6th, this book will be put on uh, oh gosh, I tell you, my brain is not good. The Library of Congress, there we
Oh,
go.
how wonderful. How does that happen?
And they have a wall of fame,
Oh,
and this is supposed to be on the wall.
oh my
We'll see
goodness.
it on the 6th, so I hope. But I've dialed in, and you can on your computer just put in Library of Congress, uh, and you can get right to the wall and take a look at the books that are there. And they also have a book fair, and this is supposed to be at the book fair and displayed in a big booth, and uh, people could buy even copies there at this booth. And also, it's going to be in the Royal booth, which is the English booth that they bring over and do. And this year they're supposed to be with Queen Camilla, and
Wow.
and that this book will be shown. And I've seen the people from the booth write about having the book in their booth. So I think Queen Camilla might even pick it up and show it to people, I hope. So that's the
That would
kind of thing
be,
I'm doing to try to
my goodness.
get out to other people. And she's going to be in the Guadalajara, Mexico book fair, and she's going to be in the Manila, Philippines book fair, and she's going to be in the Frankfurt book fair. And the Frankfurt book fair, by the way, is the largest book fair in the world, and it has every country imaginable involved, and just thousands and thousands and thousands of people attending and seeing books on booths. Uh, so that's another method of trying to get to people about her book, and I hope these things work. Uh,
Well, you're not sitting back resting since you physically lost her. I know that you're going to be together again one day. But you are keeping very busy. You're about the best publisher she could have asked for.
Well, I find it helps me tremendously to be involved.
Yes.
It does give me something to do every day, and it's very important. So it makes me feel good when something happens, like this Wall of Fame coming up at the Library of Congress. It really makes me feel good about it.
Barry, I want to end on this final note. What would you want someone to know and understand about Lynn?
I would think that the important thing is that she was real. This wasn't fake. she's real. She really believed these things. She really felt these things. She really wrote about her feelings about these things. So I would tell everybody that Lynn is a remarkable person and has done, many things and helped many people, but she's real. She's honest and she's loving. And
Mm.
certainly I feel that.
Barry, thank you so much. I want to give you the chance to have a final word if you have any final thoughts.
Well, all I can do is thank you for this opportunity. Again, I think this will help spread the news, and that's very important. So I want to thank you.
Well, you are very welcome. Thank you for honoring Lynn, and thank you for being part of the show. Have a great day, and we are supporting you. We're cheering you on at all the book fairs and getting that book in as many hands as possible. Let's see the cover one more time.
Okay.
Love it. Thank you so much. Barry, have a great day.
Well, thank you again. Thank you.